Resorts World is empty, losing money fast, and barely holding on by a thread. The $4.3 billion resort on the north end of the Strip opened in June 2021 with massive expectations. But 4.5 years in, it's being crushed by collapsing revenue, a $10.5 million state fine, lingering federal investigations, civil lawsuits, and the worst stretch of Las Vegas tourism since the pandemic. Resorts World is actually 3 hotels under one roof: the standard Hilton Tower, the higher-end Conrad, and the top-tier Crockford's, with its private entrance and villas. A 117,000 square foot casino floor, more than 40 food and beverage outlets ranging from Genting Palace to the famous Doghouse Sports Bar, a 5,000 seat theater, the IU Day Club, Zouk nightclub, and tech that was genuinely groundbreaking when it first launched, like cashless wagering, facial recognition room keys, and in-room tablets that control everything. I like this hotel and have stayed here multiple times. The rooms are some of the nicest on the Strip. The pool complex is huge and actually pleasant, and the food lineup and variety here is great. But none of that matters when the financials are bad and negative headlines keep coming. Let's walk through the money first, because that's what's driving every decision for Resorts World right now. First quarter 2025 was brutal. Revenue fell 22% from the year prior to $166 million, and EBITDA got cut by 75% to only $10 million. A big part of that was the calendar. No Super Bowl in Vegas this time like it did in 2024. Second quarter clawed back a little to roughly $180 million, but that's still nowhere close to the run rate they need to service the construction debt and keep the lights on. Third quarter numbers aren't fully released as of now, but every indicator says it was another weak period. Harry Reid Airport traffic is down year over year. Convention attendance has been soft. Group bookings for 2026 are pacing behind, and consumers are simply spending less when they do come to town. The North Strip location compounds everything. There's almost zero organic foot traffic. If you're not staying there or specifically headed to a show, you're not walking through the doors. They built the business plan around flying in high rollers and domestic whales who would drop 6 figures. When that segment slows down, even a little, the entire property feels the hit immediately. Meanwhile, the fixed costs never stop. Debt from the original $4.3 billion construction loan, property taxes on 88 acres, power for the giant LED walls, payroll for thousands of team members. Resorts World is bleeding money. Then there's the legal and regulatory side. In March 2025, the Nevada Gaming Commission hit them with a $10.5 million fine, the second largest in state history.
Resorts World Las Vegas will pay the second highest fine ever handed down by Nevada gaming regulators. The Nevada Gaming Commission levied a $10.5 million fine against Resorts World and its parent company, Genting Berhad. The approved settlement between the casino and regulators follows a 2024 complaint by the Gaming Control Board stemming from the property's anti-money laundering compliance failures. According to the terms of the settlement, Resorts World and Genting do not admit or deny the allegations contained in the complaint.
After a 2-year investigation found systemic anti-money laundering failures, the complaint spelled it out. The casino repeatedly allowed illegal bookmakers, convicted felons, and people with no verifiable legitimate income to gamble millions without doing the required due diligence. The poster child was Matthew Boyer, the California illegal bookie who lost almost $8 million at Resorts World over 20 months while his wife worked as a contracted marketing host for the property. That same account was used by Ipe Mizuhara to place bets while he was stealing from Shohei Ohtani, the famous baseball player.
In 12 different counts, the Nevada Gaming Control Board lays out how agents allegedly discovered people with suspected or actual ties to illegal bookmaking, histories of federal felony convictions related to illegal gambling, and ties to organized crime, were allowed to place millions of dollars in wagers at Resorts World.
Regulators called it a culture that welcomed questionable players because they spent big. Resorts World settled, paid the fine, and agreed to a long list of fixes. Mandatory retraining for every employee, a new chief compliance officer, quarterly third-party audits, and direct reporting to the state. They've done most of it on paper, but federal agencies are still digging, and any new findings could trigger additional penalties. On the civil side, November 4th was another setback. A 3-judge Ninth Circuit panel reversed a lower court dismissal and sent high roller R.J. Cipriani's lawsuit back to district court in Las Vegas. Cipriani claims Resort World knowingly catered to criminals, ignored his warnings, and then had another patron threaten him when he complained to regulators. That case is now active again and will drag through discovery for at least another year. Inside the building, the strain shows. In late March, right before the fine was announced, they laid off some 50 full-time employees. Small in a workforce of thousands, but the timing was telling. Leadership has been a carousel since 2024. Multiple presidents, a new CFO, new COO, new board members, and constant shuffling at the vice president level. It's a clear signal Genting wants maximum local political and regulatory credibility. Walk the casino floor on a weekday and the emptiness hits you immediately. The soaring ceilings and wide open layout that felt futuristic on opening weekend now just amplify how quiet it is. Slot sections can be half full at best. Table minimums get cut early. The high limit areas often sit empty. If you look at recent reviews, the same phrases pop up over and over again. Stunning hotel, dead casino. Beautiful, but no energy. Feels like a ghost town. Not every one of the 40-plus restaurants runs 7 days a week at full capacity. Retail stores open late and close early. The giant West Tower LED screen that costs tens of millions mostly advertises the property to itself. The competition is tough. Fontainebleau opened literally next door, chasing the exact same modern luxury guest. Wynn, Encore, and Venetian are a 5-minute walk south and have decades of loyalty from the exact same whales Resorts World needs to attract. The Central Strip still gets the overwhelming majority of tourists. There's no free show pulling people north, no fountains, no pirate show. The giant glowing orb on the front is cool for a minute, but it's not the Bellagio fountains. There are still things working in its favor. The theater books real headliners and residency level runs. F1 weekend packed the clubs and day club. Holiday activities are already rolling out with many Christmas events. They've been aggressive with no resort fee offers and locals comps to try and drive midweek volume. The culinary union contract that covered the property this year locked in better wages and benefits, which should help retention and service quality over time. The problems boil down to two things: early serious compliance failures that cost trust and money, and a tourism downturn that exposed how dependent the business model was on a narrow band of high-end spenders. They have to stop the revenue slide, finish the regulatory cleanup, and figure out how to put people in their rooms and on the casino floor 7 days a week, instead of just event weekends. I want Resorts World to succeed. It's one of the nicest casinos in Las Vegas right now and a great addition to the north end of the Strip. The question is whether they can patch everything fast enough to survive the current storm. Have you been to Resorts World lately? Do you think it turns the corner in 2026, or is the North Strip just too tough in this economy? Let me know in the comments. Subscribe if you want more breakdowns like this, and I'll see you in the next one.